The carpet makes me concerned for the quality of care in this clinic. Long stretches of duct tape run along the floor, and trails of unraveled gray carpet sneak out from the baseboards. A tower of dirty signs hangs on the wall next to the receptionist's window. TB test, $15. Hep C test, $25. Marriage blood test, $20. Judge Judy shouts at a defendant on the crooked TV high up on the wall. The room smells like turned cabbage. I keep my hands in my pockets and plant my feet so I can stand comfortably for a while. Nothing will get me to sit on one of the stained, sagging burgundy chairs. They're trying to keep it tidy in here, but the furnishings suck. I really hope the abortionist's room is cleaner than this. After a few minutes, a nurse comes out into the waiting room wearing flower scrubs and calls out, "Alex." I stand up and follow her to the room. It is cleaner in here, thank the baby Jesus. She asks me to sit down, so I take a chair in the corner, pretending the exam table doesn't exist. I try not to think about the last time I sat in a doctor's office, scratch that, a fake doctor's office. But my heart starts hammering away in my chest all on its own. There's nothing I can control in my own body, I guess. I answer the nurse's questions about my pregnancy and my insides, and she keeps asking me to speak up. I'd rather not talk about it. Next question comes up about family medical history. I close my eyes and recount heart attacks, alcoholism, 2 relatives with schizophrenia. Just a series of reasons that contribute to why I spend as little time with my family as possible. "You're at 18 weeks, she says, and I note a bit of urgency in her voice. That sounds right. She writes more in my chart, and I stop myself from tapping my feet on the floor. I wish Leroy were here with me because he'd curl up on my shoes and distract me with his snoring. We make our way through the rest of her questions. She tells me that I have to come back tomorrow for the D&C. It's a statewide mandatory waiting period. The fetus must know its hours are numbered because it starts a new round of fluttering, which has this week become noticeable and insistent. I walk outside, and without a cloud in the sky, I squint for the first few minutes until my eyes adjust. When I'd gone back to get my car after fleeing the fake clinic, I found a brochure on my windshield with pictures of dead fetuses on it and a list of Bible verses related to murder. Now, whenever I walk up to my car, I wonder if I'll see another brochure to remind me what a baby killer I am. But as I come up to it, the windshield wipers are bare. In the parking lot, I run into Jeff, a former coworker from my job at the pier. I couldn't go back to work because I was afraid the fake clinic told Jock about me, so instead I found a warehouse job. I don't smell like fish anymore, but the cardboard boxes dry my hands out and the paper cuts are frequent. It also doesn't pay as well. "Hey man, what's up?" he asks, giving me a fist bump. He's all chiseled jaw and chin scruff and thick shoulders and beat up baseball cap and dirty jeans. "The same," I say. "You're chunking out a little," he says, pointing to my belly. "Gotta lay off the bruise." A chuckle from both of us, and I don't know where to take the conversation, so I try to change topics. "You still at the pier, man?" "I'm on a rig, finally," he says, meaning a fishing boat. He could be making upwards of 50 grand a trip, depending on the fish and the season and how productive the crewmates are. Sometimes men get stuck on boats that are a fight for the whole trip, 8 weeks of man drama. Those are the trips that make shit money, too. "When do you go out?" "Next week. I'm looking forward to just getting the hell out of here. Boat's the Tessa Jane, pretty recently refurbished. Can't wait to pull in the loads. We'll be setting nets clear to Newfoundland." He's starting to inflate his role on the ship. If he's a first-timer, chances are he'll just get a lot of cleanup. He'll have the worst bunk on the boat and all the scut work. I nod a few times as he talks, and probably he knows I'm full of bullshit. I figure I need to work on my poker face because he stops talking and frowns at me. "Any rate, what are you up to?" Not much. Just working at a warehouse." "Jock is great at pissing guys off, I guess," he says, digging the toe of his yellow work boot into the ground. "Good money?" "Good enough. At least I don't stink anymore." "You coming out of Planned Parenthood?" I'm not ready for this question, though I guess I should have been. "Yeah, you know." "You got the clap?" Jeff whispers, leaning in. "Smells like he ate hot dogs for lunch." "Not anymore," I say, smiling. "Oh my God, when is this conversation over?" I tell him I have to run, and I climb into the car, ignoring the sound of metal groaning as I settle in. I'm sure my undercarriage is held together mostly by rust, but I can't afford any other expenses right now. 23 hours and 45 minutes until I can get back on track. Track to where? I admit to myself as I turn the engine over and blue oil clouds puff out from the exhaust. Track to nowhere. Make